What is the status of Altseason and which altcoin should you be buying? We'll go over some of these details in this video. Let's get started. Yo, what's up guys, and welcome to a new video on Pongo BTC. Today we're gonna talk about the Altseason again and what the status of the current Altseason is. Of course, if we are talking about Altseason, we first have to talk about Ethereum. What is Ethereum doing? Well, the last time I made a video on an altcoin status, I think it was around the 5th or 6th of April, somewhere around here. And I said things were pretty bullish for Ethereum from that point on. What have we seen since then? Well, we had one big day to the downside where we almost went down 10%, a lot of panic in the market again. I actually wanted to do a live stream, but I couldn't find the time where I wanted to tell you guys, please keep calm guys, because these moments when we move down a lot in one day are often shakeouts and actually bullish news. So what happens is that a lot of sell pressure is going on in the markets, such that people can buy at lower prices, liquidate all the shorts, or liquidate all the longs, and then take a long position themselves. That's actually what is happening. So what have we seen since this dump? Well, we see one big candle, the next day almost to the same high again, and 3 consecutive days where we went up. And if we zoom out, always zoom out guys, we can see that we had a triangle forming. We broke out of the triangle, we retested the previous high, so we had a resistance support flip, and then we started moving to new all-time highs, where yesterday we actually got a new all-time high around $2,200. So what is next for Ethereum? Well, if you just look at this chart, zoom out, you can see that this zone of 3K is still easily on the charts, and we have a very bullish week ahead. We are almost hovering around this level, and it could be that today we get the highest daily close that we have gotten ever. And when I say we've gotten ever, that has to be bullish news. Alright, so this is Ethereum USD, which is of course good for all the altcoins. But what's even better for all the altcoins is how is Ethereum holding up against Bitcoin. So let's talk about that. This is the chart we have been talking about for quite a while now on the channel, where I said we have broken below this zone, this range we have been talking about. And just a small recap, this range has been going on since September 2019, where we have small movements of very big Ethereum moves, after which a longer consolidation period where Bitcoin moves faster than Ethereum happens, and then we do get spikes up for small periods of time where Ethereum is hugely outperforming Bitcoin. So right now, so what we have said before is that when you reach the lower band of this range, like right here, like even right here, even though we had a big spike down, it's always good to grab some Ethereum because we will have a move forward. So what have we seen here? Here we have moved below the band again. I've said please accumulate some Ethereum. And what did we see? We did see 4 or 5 days of big movements. How much are we talking about? We are talking about 20% against BTC. And this is Ethereum. This is a big guy. So 20% is a lot for a big guy like Ethereum. So what is ahead? Well, if we look at the previous spikes, like for example here, we moved outside of the band, just like we did here, just a bit more. We reclaimed this top as support. Let me remove some of the lines here because it's getting quite unclear. We have found this support here around this yellow line, which is similar as the top all the way back in October 2019. Right now, we move below the band and we got really close to the top of February 2020. And we see we got a huge spike up after it, just like we got a huge spike up here. So what actually happened? We had a spike up for like 4 days when we got new all-time highs. Then we consolidated for a while. This took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. We retested this support band. And then we had our next spike up, which actually took us to the upside of the band. And take into account, this is the log chart. So these moves from the bottom to the top are higher than you think. This is a 100% move against BTC. So what do I expect for the coming days? Well, we do see a similar consolidation period here as we saw here. And it could be, since the price is moving less aggressively, here we had 2 consecutive moves down, then up, then down, and here it's more stable. We're at a more stable price. What I think is that the band can catch up with where we are right now, and then within a few days we will touch the band, just like we did right here, and then we will have our final move up, where Ethereum, including all of the other altcoins, will move up. So the bull market is still going on. Altseason is still starting. So this move up that we have seen, Altseason did not end yet. It just took a small break. It took some air before we actually will continue further. And that's what I will think will happen in the next couple of weeks. All right. So which altcoins are we looking at? I did some analysis on some altcoins last week. And these altcoins are on the altcoins that I'm holding right now. These altcoins are, if I'm not mistaken, Ethereum, obviously, Link, DOT, AVAX, and Atom. These are the 5 major altcoins that I'm holding right now. And the reason why I'm holding them is, first, obviously, I like them fundamentally. I like them on technical analysis wise. You can look at the video of last week if you want to see some technical analysis on these coins. But also because there are still major caps. They are not that volatile, and at the start of Altseason, often the big guys start to move. We have seen that now with Ethereum. We have seen that now with XRP, Ripple. We have seen that now with Binance Chain. These guys start to move. So for now, I'm very comfortable in my positions of the major caps. However, once Altseason starts and we are getting towards the higher prices around this middle line, I could be moving some funds into more speculative projects and with a lower market cap, because there are much higher gains to be made there at some higher risk. So what are the coins that I'm looking at right now? Let's talk about them. Well, the first coin I'm looking at is PundiX. PundiX is a payment system, and this video is not for fundamental analysis. If you want fundamental analysis of any of these coins, please let me know in the comments. But first, PundiX. Why do I like the price of PundiX right now? Well, from the top, we have now moved down around 50%, and there's major panic happening within PundiX. I'm in these cryptocurrency groups where people are massively invested in PundiX, and they are panicking right now. They are asking people, should I sell my bags? And that's normally a signal that we are going back up again. We could have a final shakeout, and then we could go up. What is to happen before I buy PundiX? Well, first we have to be a bit further in the alt season, but I can see a reclaim of some of these levels on PundiX, where we had a major close, this daily level that we see here, where we go a bit further down. Where's my brush? There, where we go a bit further down, maybe around 3.8 cent level, and then we go back further up. What supports this is if we draw some Fibonacci on this, from there to here, and we do see the 0.236 line, which is, if we have a massive correction, is the line where we will correct to, is within the accumulation zone. So if I were to give a zone where I would buy PundiX, where I would accumulate PundiX, it would be between the 3.3 cent mark and the 3.8 cent mark. Does that mean you should sell your PundiX right now? No, definitely not. If you already have a position, we have moved down 50%. It can well be that we have reached the bottom already. So that right here, this 4 cent mark is actually the bottom, because we did retest this resistance from here, and it could be that we are moving up right now. So definitely don't sell when you are low. You have to buy when you are low. So if you want to accumulate some more, or are comfortable in your position, just wait for this dip to finish. Just hold on to your coins and just wait for the dip to finish, because we will move up again. All right, so PundiX is something I'm looking to accumulate when we reach this zone. If we don't reach it, we don't reach it, and then I'll let this one go. There are a lot of other altcoins which you can be invested in. But when we reach here, I think the price is fair. All right, let's move on to the next altcoin, which is requested sometimes on the channel in the comments. And this altcoin is Harmony. So what do I like and dislike about the Harmony price right now? Well, the first thing that I dislike about Harmony is that it had such a big rally already. Talking from the beginning of, or the middle of February even, so in 1.5 months, Harmony has gone up like 1100 or 1200%. So that's a 12 or 13x since the middle of February. So first of all, everyone who was invested into Harmony, congratulations, you had made massive gains. But right now we are in a little bit of a correction where we went down about 35%. So now it's maybe interesting again to accumulate some. So what has to happen for Harmony before I accumulate some? Well, obviously this coin is a bit more risky because it had so much upside already. Even if we do move down, let's say to the $8.7 level, it would still be very bullish because then we reclaim the support and then we can move further. It would still be pretty bullish, but I don't want to get a position where we first go down 40% before I make my gains. I want to take as little risk in my positions as possible. So what I want to see for Harmony is that it first tries to reclaim its strength, goes up a bit, and when it has shown strength, then I want to go get in. And this is normally not my type of investment. I usually buy coins, for example, with PundiX when they are weak, when they are down like 50%, reclaiming some of the resistance when I'm gonna be sure. But for Harmony, I don't think it will go down all the way to these levels where it will reclaim this resistance, because it will just be a massive shocker to the downside and Altseason is starting. But I do want to see some strength first because Harmony could be risky. On the other hand though, I do really like Harmony fundamentally, so I'm interested in the coin. I just don't like the price that it's so pumped up right now. So first some strength, then I might buy into Harmony. But price-wise, I don't like this coin at this moment. What has to happen before I buy it? Well, I can obviously do some Fibonacci levels on it. And we see right now, and this is something bullish actually, that we are in this golden ratio zone 0.618 and 0.66, where normally we haven't closed below it, where normally we do have a bounce to the upside. So if we do have some kind of bounce to the upside, I might be interested in buying some Harmony and riding it all the way up to some new accumulation zones. And the next target you should look at is then the 35 cents mark, which is more than 100% up. So it's definitely a good investment. All right, that's it for Harmony. Moving on to the last altcoin today, and we're not going to talk about my holdings today. We're going to talk about altcoins I'm looking into buying in the future weeks, and I will update you guys when I actually buy them, of course. And this is TrustSwap. So TrustSwap, this is a bit smaller cap coin. It's actually a market cap of $369 million, which is these days pretty small. It's at rank 156. So these are things we should take into account when we do our TA. And when I saw this rally, where we had a peak in August 2020, we had a bit of a bear market, so to say, of a few months. Then we went up again. We had a new all-time high. We had a correction downwards, and now we're retesting these highs. So what this reminded me of is actually the Ether chart. So let's get back to Ether chart. And what we see on the Ether chart is actually something we can more see on the weekly, where we have this massive top, same as here, this massive top. We had a bear market to the downside, bear market to the downside, and then a slow climb up to new all-time highs. So I'm really what I'm seeing here for TrustSwap is that we are really having a very small super cycle where we had a peak in August, we went down all the way, and this is actually a large drop down. This is a drop down of around 90%. And then it reclaimed these low zones. We had a huge spike up. And the one thing I don't like about this chart is that we didn't really have a resistance support flip. If we did have a resistance support flip, this would be an instant buy for me. But the thing is, we found support around $2.25. And what I would have liked is that we found support at $1.80, because that would indicate to me that we really had found the bottom and we would continue further back up. So what would I like to see for TrustSwap? Well, one of two things. One is a bullish case where we will move up further for TrustSwap, where we go beyond this all-time high, move back a bit, reclaim this resistance right here as support. And at this point, I would like to buy. The reason being is that if we move to new highs, then move back, we can clearly see that we have found support and that we really have strength for TrustSwap here. The other case is pretty bearish, and I don't think this will happen, but just in case, if we don't reach a new all-time high and reclaim this as support, it could be that we have an ABC correction, where we have our top A, B, C. And we do get our resistance support flip here. I don't think this will happen, but we have to take this into account, definitely with these lower market cap coins, that something like this could definitely happen. So I want to take this into account. However, what I do think what will happen is this scenario, but I first want to see it proven. I don't want it to be rejected at this all-time high again and then going to the downside. I want it to go past the all-time high, reclaim it, and at that point I will buy it probably around $5. All right, that's the video for today. Thank you for watching. I've covered some newer altcoins, or at least altcoins I didn't talk about on this channel yet, which I might be interested in. You obviously know which coins I'm very bullish on and I'm holding right now. These are just some future accumulations which I'm probably looking at in a few weeks. And I've given you my price points. I gave you some price targets. And when I actually buy them, I obviously will update you guys on this. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.